Hello everyone and welcome to the Extreme Tig channel. So for today's video guys, I'm gonna show you on a 6-inch standard wall. We're gonna do some overhead TIG route. That's most complicated in a TIG procedure. And the reason I'm gonna start on a small pipe is to show you proper technique. So it's usually prep, really nice clean feather edge. So this one is, like as you can see here, is a 5mm gap. Usually I go with that loose 532 or tight 532 feather edge as always, but this will be ideal. And as you can see, there's lots of, might be too much, too big for most of you guys. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna change that, and I'm gonna lower that gap and make some wobbly bevel. So it's not perfect, it's gonna be a little bit different. So I try to improvise as much as I can to be closest to the field, the field weld. This is something you want to practice. You don't want to definitely practice on a perfect gap, because there's no perfect gap in a field. Shop is different story. So here we got a 4mm. It's pretty much consistent except one spot. It's really tight. It's less than 4.5. So the gap, the width vary, and that's perfect and that's ideal. As you can see, the bevel is it's all wavy, so it's here you can't even fit 1/8, and this is actually, this is good. Couple spots it's a little bit bigger. So just regular root tacks. I'm not gonna go too crazy. 1/2 inch maybe maximum. Good nice root penetration for a root tack, as you're just gonna feather it out later and just go over them. So I'm gonna put through three root tacks on this pipe, and now you just set up. I'm gonna set it up right here, so it's gonna be overhead. So you want to start clean on the bottom without tacks, and just adjust your height. If you got a different setup, you can probably roll in this position, but to make sure it's above your head. So that's most important thing, especially in TIG welding. For root, overhead is most important part, I will say, out of all other positions that we got here on a pipe. So in a 5G setup, that you're gonna have a nice good start. And the reason why you want to do like that, not from the top or looking through the gap, the big thing here is just a different inclination, different position how you feed that rod. So imagine, instead of 6-inch, imagine this is 30-inch pipe. So definitely you can't do back feed from the top of the pipe. You'll have to have a 7 feet long filler wire, and definitely that's impossible. This is proper way. This is how you want to learn. This is what you want to, if you're not good with it, something to practice. As you can see here, this is the way how you feed that rod inside to have nice, good, clean root. It's not gonna be too heavy. There's a lots of welding tests that you have to maintain certain build up on your root pass. In some cases they don't want more than 1/8, so usually guys welding with 232, but you can accomplish also that with 1/8, as you can see here, just the way, and then you roll. So every time make sure it's above your head, and then when you put a couple inches, and then you stop, and then roll that pipe again, and then you start again above your head. Try to guys grab a couple coupons and try to do that when you got time. As I said, it's good to practice, especially when everything is not perfect. Try to simulate field weld, field fit up. Even though the pipe fitters that I'm working with, they're really top notch in their trade, but sometimes it's not about them, it's about material, it's about the place, the setup. So it is what it is, and this is the best way to practice. So now you put a root in, couple inches, and then in my case I did just 2 little tacks. I'm gonna cut it out, just gonna break it, and I'm gonna roll it again and set up so I can start overhead. So all the time you just maintain that overhead position. And it all depends from the gap. In some spots here it's gonna be it's a little bit wide here, and then we got a little bit tight on the top. But pretty much this is the idea. Keep your rod inside above that bevel, above that edge, and just feed enough rod, so you're gonna you maintain that that build up, that root inside. You gotta pay attention, especially when you're welding, and feather out those tacks. And later they'll be on a little bit on the bottom when we roll that pipe. So this is the way how I like it. Cup size 8. That's pretty much I always using on a root passes, even if it's a bigger pipe, a smaller pipe. If it's a little bit smaller, maybe I go 6, cup size 6. But that's it. Just as you can see here, I tried to show you both sides, my view and a view on the top, what's going on here. You can see where the way I'm feeding that rod. It's slightly above that bevel, above that edge. And the way I'm just walking that cup, I like to walk the cup on the top side of the cup, and then progressing up. And once we close the tie in, you want to go as close as possible, and then just pause a little bit on that connection, and just add rod. As you can see here, that's what I'm doing, just adding that when it's tying in, and then I just lay wire on that root, on that tack, and I just go all the way, or go over it completely. But here the main focus is on an overhead root pass, not so much on the tie-ins. That's something you wanna practice, you wanna work on it. As for me, that's my personal opinion. I think the overhead root is especially challenging, especially in the field, especially on the bigger pipes, and especially when there's not much room. So definitely won't be able to do any back feed technique and looking through the gap. Maybe you can look through the side close, but as I said, like if it's 30-inch pipe, definitely you have to know how to position yourself and feed that rod. Pretty much it's going to be like horizontal feed, slightly above that bevel. And if the gap is not even, sometimes on the bottom there's a spot you can always use the grinder, open up a little bit. But if you want to avoid that, find a spot where is actually rod can fit, and then you can feed that root enough. You got to be sure or confident that you're gonna accomplish that. But this is, as I said, this is something you want to work on. Overhead root pass. And now just and keep rolling, just keep rolling that pipe. That's what I'm doing, keeping that overhead position all the time, and just practice. I started with 115 amps, and pretty much that's I didn't change anything, 115 all the time. Just walking that cup for my root pass. You can change maybe the way you can change smaller cup, bigger cup, depend. I don't know, what do you like, what do you prefer, what's easier, what's better for you. You can also freehand if that's easier, if you're not so good at walking the cup on your root pass. You can freehand. The technique is pretty much the same. It's all about how to position. The other thing too you want to pay attention to If you want to know how to control full size filler rod, that's also something very important. It's good, it's helpful, as you don't want to stop too much, so when you start on the bottom you want to go as much as you can, like from 6 o'clock you want to pass at least 9 o'clock, and then you want to stop. Less stops, it's better for root. It might be a little bit challenging, especially because that full length of filler wire, it's a little bit heavier to manipulate. You gotta hold really steady, but usually cut half length, and pretty much that's what the majority of people do, so you can practice on your root. And that's it, guys. That's it for the root pass. I hope you catch something interesting that you can implement it in your daily work, or in your practice if you're still practicing on your root pass. But that's it for the root pass. Pretty much, it's all about practice. You gotta burn to learn, guys. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Take care.